He knows he's lying. Otherwise, why can't he look at me?
If anyone had a problem with my drinking at any time in my life, it was me. The only person that I have ever abused in my life is myself.
All right, it is a case of she said, he said, and everybody has something to say about it. It's gripping the nation's attention. Johnny Depp and Amber Heard, this trial, whoa, wow, it'll be drawing to its conclusion in Fairfax, Virginia. Closing arguments are scheduled for Friday. Johnny Depp suing Amber Heard for damages for libel for a 2018 Washington Post op-ed where she spoke of surviving an abusive relationship. She never referred to Johnny Depp, but he says that basically ruined his reputation. She is countersued for $100 million.
Whoa, and then the case bringing the spotlight back to relationships, and they say a lot of things in healthy relationships can be solved with communication. So in today's Motivational Monday, we are talking about it together.
So Dr. Noura Mauzoun is joining us with Why Couples Therapy isn't just for couples in trouble. I mean, this is kind of the ultimate. We're watching things having escalated to the worst points between two people. I mean, it's hard to imagine that they even lasted together this long. Mm-hmm. They're so combustible.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's you know, everybody's got wounds, everybody's got pain. But when I watch what's going on, I kind of just wish that they had worked through a lot of the pain that they had before they came together. Mm-hmm. I think a lot of this would have been solved.
So if you're a couple out there and you're thinking about going to therapy, how big should your problems be? How little should they be? How do you know when you need one?
I always refer to it as kind of having a personal trainer. It's like having a personal trainer. The earlier you go, the easier it is to either maintain the good stuff, tweak the little things you want to tweak. The longer you wait, the more of an uphill battle it is. The stat is that most couples go to therapy about 6 years too late.
Oh, wow.
Really?
So,
wow.
Yeah. So a lot of times when you start with a couple, you're like, you should have done this a long time ago. Uh-huh. So, yeah, I would say go when it's good and keep it good.
Okay.
You know.
So as a proactive part
Absolutely.
of your relationship.
Yeah.
And then I guess for people who are maybe more comfortable, maybe they've been in therapy one-on-one before, how does that play into bringing that into the relationship? Because I assume then you don't want to bring your partner to the same therapist because it'd be like, he's always on your side.
Yeah.
Like, your home team and I've got a disadvantage.
Yeah, a lot of times people will have like their own individual therapist and then they'll find a couples therapist that works with them kind of with a fresh slate and, you know, starting without any kind of preconceived anything. So it's really whatever the couple prefers, the individuals.
I'm guessing that a lot of couples do this because they've had issues in the past. They can't get beyond that. It's all about letting go and moving on. How do you teach couples to do that?
It really, sometimes when people can't let go, it's because there's just a little thing that needs its own resolution and then you can move on. So sometimes it's about, you got to check yourself and see, are you stuck on this hamster wheel of just not being able to let go, or is there like residual stuff that you've got to just smooth over and then actually move on? And what does it look like to move forward? What does it look like for each of them? You know, what does progress look like?
I think it's been so wild to watch this trial, and as people have been kind of so hooked on it because it's like a soap opera. But there are many layers of problems individually. I mean, obviously there's substance abuse issues, there's codependency, there's real behavior issues individually that both brought together to create a dangerous and volatile situation. So how do you know when? I mean, is there a time when you can just say to somebody like this is not the person for you? This is going to be dangerous for you.
The only time that I would say that is if there's actual abuse or like, you know, some kind of abuse or cheating, infidelity that is beyond the scope of both people really being in it to fix it. But typically a good therapist won't from go be like, no, this is not the person for you. Okay. So, you know, we're there to give you the tools.
But I do know somebody lovely for you. No, it doesn't go that way, right?
Well, I got a guy.
That's a different industry.
Are you available? What should you expect from your therapist?
The most important thing to look for is the connection that you have with them. So it doesn't, and this is statistically true, you don't know, it doesn't matter where they go to school, how many degrees they've got on their wall. It's really about the connection between the two of you and if you feel like you click. And sometimes you have to kiss a few frogs, a few therapist frogs.
Shop around a little
Yeah, you've got
bit.
to try a little bit, and then when it clicks, that's when everything flows. But you know, if they could have a million degrees, but if you don't get along with them, it's just not going to go anywhere. Yeah.
So how do people find you if now they feel that they're clicking with you already, and then you're the only one that can guide them through?
I'm the only one
Yes.
in the Valley. I have a website, drnuramozoon.com, and I'm on Instagram, and you know, I'm around.
All right.
So yeah.
It seems like therapists are really busy right now.
Oh,
It's
I
hard
can
to get
imagine.
in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's but you know what? It's on one hand it's sad, on the other hand it's good that people are
Yeah.
actually like being proactive
Yes.
about
Yeah,
it.
that is true.
Yeah.
That is true.
Yeah.
Well,
Thank
thank
you
you
so
so
much.
much.
Of
We
course.
appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.